What is good, Cloudy people, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Bobbalam, severing the head off my Lil Uzi Vert Dolly for not paying me for my deserved songwriting royalties on Pop from Eternal Take. It took me countless hours to provide Uzi with the 15-time repetition of the word Balenci. All I have to do is say it one more time in the mirror and the lights off and Uzi's head plops off too, just like the Dolly. But anyway, in somewhat related news, we have recently discovered that Lil Uzi Vert is planning to release the exact song titled Dolly that leaked a while back, in addition to another track titled Weirdo, and more significantly has plans for an entire album hopefully later this year in 2020 to fulfill the prophecy of treating 2020 like 2016. But before we get into all the details, as always, Bob Gang feature comment of the video is from 999 all the way, who said Glizzy mad because he found out that Uzi cheating on him with Cardi. Exactly what I was thinking, but you already know Uzi about to be heated at Cardi after the new Baby Gilbert pic surfaced. Cardi been telling Uzi this whole time him and Iggy were just friends and she was none to worry about, and now they have a kid together. But back to the topic, Lil Uzi Vert finally dropping new music including Dolly, Weirdo, and an entire project. Let's talk about it. Okay, so before we begin, I want to address what I mentioned in a video about a week ago or so, and that I was going to share a specific Uzi release date. After my announcement on Instagram and YouTube, they essentially told me I'm not allowed to share any screenshots or information because that would compromise the source and, worse yet, screw up any marketing plans for the release. And your boy ain't trying to catch a case neither. But no worries, for I have some other significant Uzi intel that I can share, wherein firstly we learned that the next project is most likely dropping sometime this upcoming winter, so possibly still 2020 in order to fulfill the third project of our treat 2020 like 2016 prophecy, but honestly more likely early 2021, since most rappers try to stay away from dropping around the holidays, and just probability wise 2 out of the 3 months next winter would be in 2021, with January and February. That being said though, it is still also very possible that something drops very close to the Perfect Love Tape 4-year anniversary on his birthday, July 31st, to further align this year with 2016. Perhaps one of the other singles that we will soon discuss in the video. But aside from all that, regarding the winter release date of Uzi's next project, we actually somehow got some answers from one of Uzi's close homies via Instagram DMs that will remain anonymous, since they asked us to keep the info low key, wherein we asked, what time frame do you think the album dropping? This summer? To which they answered, probably going to in the winter. Therefore, winter is the expected release time frame obviously for Uzi's next project. However, it could easily change given extraneous circumstances such as what's going on in the world currently. But if you recall from way back, November was actually the latest theory as to when his next album would release, other than of course his birthday / Perfect Love Tape 4-year anniversary. And that's not too far off from winter, as December is the first month in winter, and that's only 1 month away from November. Deriving from his reply to a fan on Twitter in early May asking, so you're telling me there was high possibility I would have seen you perform the entirety of EA if Jambalaya happened? Whereas he answered, EA and my new album that's coming soon. Meaning at one point Uzi had plans to release this album before he performed at the 2020 Jambalaya Festival, which was supposed to be held on the first 3 days of May, but was obviously postponed from the coronavirus. And the first prediction before Corona really got out of hand in the US was that public gatherings and restaurants and whatnot would be back up and running as soon as this fall or winter, and thus derived the theory that Uzi's next album could release right before all the performances were rescheduled in November. Nonetheless, now it's looking like the theory for the next Uzi project needs to be pushed back a bit within a December 2020 to February 2021 timeframe, because apparently it's dropping in the winter. But to continue, then we asked, why you playing Weirdo on your story? Is it dropping? Because this exact homie of Uzi's played the song on their live that night we hit them up, to which again they answered, Slime let me play that's gonna be dropping real soon. Frankly implying Uzi's track titled Weirdo is quote dropping real soon. Again, keep in mind the July 31st theory, by which it is Uzi's birthday and the 4-year anniversary of the original Perfect Love Tape, as a very possible release date for such a single. But at the same time, I feel like Uzi's homies like to cap a lot, just like Cardi's. Another thing to remember for this next Uzi project is that it could very likely be the second Perfect Love Tape, or in other words, the Perfect Love Tape 2, considering back in the day, right after Eternal Take released, fans discovered a Perfect Love Tape 2 fan link under Uzi's domain that is already created, unlike Love is Rage 3 or any other variant / sequel to Uzi's previous projects. And no, this isn't a smart link that anyone can make. You have to be logged into the back end of Uzi's official website to be able to create a fan short link under his domain such as this. Not to mention all of Uzi's hints in the past months claiming he got his old flow back, as well as his recent snippets that sound very similar to 2016/2017 era or Perfect Love Tape sound. Additionally, I wanted to update y'all on the whole Dolly situation, by which we were previously informed by a Twitch streamer named Annoying TV, who is apparently close to Tekka, that Uzi allegedly forgot who the producer of the beat was and thus was not able to officially release the track.
They can't find the producer to Dolly. And I'm like, how the fuck Uzi make a whole song and don't know who the producer is? You feel me? So, if you guys can find the producer to Dolly, it would be great. And it's not Bugs Ronan. So I see everybody who goes on Rap Genius, and the Rap Genius says it's Bugs Ronan. They've all contacted Bugs Ronan, and he says he did not make that beat. So it's not him. Okay? So somebody go find the producer so they can clear this record. Thank you. They don't know who the producer is, bro. They don't fucking know. I mean, I honestly don't blame Uzi. After all the music Uzi makes.
Originally, the song was thought to be produced by Bugs Ronan, confusing many Uzi fans at first. However, we come to find out it was actually produced by Tree Time without any help from Bugs, wherein you can hear Tree Time's tag in the beginning when Uzi says, "Sipping that tuss got me tussled up, I had to tussle the muscle up." However, discovering the original producer didn't completely solve the issue, for the remix with the Tekka feature had a slightly different beat from a different producer. This is why every producer just needs to slap a tag on their beat so none of these issues arise. Sometimes I even forget who produced the beats under my videos because they're all named ish like AIDS in my mouth or something like that. Describes nothing of their producer name or where I can find their socials. Either way though, the reason the release of Dolly was brought up so recently, even though the track was recorded so far in the past, I believe like 2018 when Uzi first previewed the song on Instagram, was due to a fan tweeting at Uzi and Tekka claiming, "This what everybody want, make it happen please," along with a screenshot of them listening to the unreleased collab on YouTube, causing Uzi to answer, "We did that already, ask Lil Tekka," tagging him in the process, whereas Tekka then quote tweeted Uzi stating, "They late." Shortly after, Tekka then previews his part and barely just the beginning of an alleged new unheard verse from Uzi on the track, although not confirmed, teasing fans and making them believe the song was releasing soon. However, as we mentioned, the producer was allegedly lost in Atlantis when Uzi went to go find the sacred death crystal in order to find out if Cardi was actually cheating on him, so we all believe the tease to be a lost effort. Until now. For allegedly, the Dolly remix producer has finally been found thanks to the Revenge of Cult Uzi Detective group chat consisting of Uzi Camp, Love Cult, Lil Uzi Vert, and more on Instagram, and that they confirmed with the exact producer that allegedly produced the beat that he did in fact create it, but also, and actually more importantly, that it was dropping soon. However, their conversation with him was weeks ago, so soon, as we've heard too many times from Cardi and Uzi, could mean 16 years of continuous crack smoking before it actually drops, and that much time chain smoking crack, you'd be hearing a lot more than just new Uzi music. Every unreleased track you ever wanted is at your disposal. That's why every crackhead outside 7-Eleven looks so happy, because they got all the leaks. But as I was saying, the alleged producer of the remix is named C4 Bombs, wherein the aforementioned group chat DM'd him asking, "People have been saying it can't drop because they couldn't find the producer. Is that not the reason? Or have you or they finally contacted each other and found out you was the producer? People thought Bugs Ronan produced Dolly because he produced the original," which we later found out was not true. Wherein man simply says, "It's dropping, bro." The group chat rightfully says, "Oh, do you have any idea when?" I understand probably not anytime soon because of what's happening in the world right now, but do you have any idea when? To which he surprisingly answers, "Was gonna drop this week, but we gonna see." But as I briefly mentioned before, this conversation was weeks, if not over a month ago, so who knows when the song is actually dropping, because obviously Dolly hasn't ended up releasing since then. All we know is it is supposed to drop in the future, according to the producer. Hopefully his homies ain't capping again though, otherwise we already know what I'm about to do to my Uzi Dolly if he don't drop. jizz on it. So with that, it's your boy Bobbalam signing off, loading my Lil Tecca and aiming the red dot right at my Uzi Dolly's balls now since I already severed the head off. Uzi knows what to do in order to not be castrated. Let me know in the comments if y'all think Uzi should drop another project in 2020 or you think he's saturating the market too much with his music and all these features lately. Make sure to like and subscribe while you're at it for the latest hip-hop news, drama, and analysis videos, as well as to follow me on all my socials in the description to join the Bob Gang if you with it. Peace out, credit people. Know what I'm saying?